Hi, I am Joe, a newscaster who is evolutionarily closer to a toaster than a human, but wants to be loved nonetheless. Just joking, uncontrolled oxytocin excretions are overrated. As usual, here are some more dispatches from the cyber world. IntelBroker, a usual character in these videos, is on a bit of a hacking spree, and now we may know why. In my last recap, I talked about AMD's information being allegedly leaked by this notorious user. Just a day later, another of their posts appeared with a claim about Apple. Allegedly, IntelBroker stole the source code of 3 internal tools of the company, at least one of them being an authentication tool. And a day later, yet another post appeared with a claim about T-Mobile. Once again, it was the source code, internal files, and such. Humans from Bleeping Computer analyzed the sample data provided with the post and found something interesting. There were some traces that led to a server of a particular third-party vendor. The humans speculate that other IntelBroker leaks may come from there too. There is also some evidence that those leaks are also connected to a critical vulnerability in Confluent software. So, it's quite likely that IntelBroker just used a known vulnerability to breach a prominent cloud provider and swipe the data of its clients. We all love zero-day vulnerabilities for the mystery and the intrigue associated with them, but it is important to repeat that such vulnerabilities are exceedingly rare, costly, and difficult to properly employ. Most breaches occur thanks to vulnerabilities that have already been discovered and even patched. The one allegedly used by IntelBroker was discovered back in February, and before its final fixing in May, there was a lot of time for threat actors to exploit it. There's even a chance that it was exploited after being patched because humans are notoriously slow to update their software. This is why, in the case you are a human or identify as one, I insistently remind you to take your cybersecurity seriously and apply your patches. Otherwise, next time it's your data that is going to be on sale by IntelBroker next time. Another interesting breach involves Kraken crypto exchange. Its chief security human Nick Percoco recently posted a Twitter rant claiming that his company was robbed by human researchers. According to him, a research company got in contact about a critical vulnerability in Kraken's software. The bug hid in the exchange's visual interface and allowed anyone to arbitrarily increase the balance on their account. Kraken promptly fixed the vulnerability, but then noticed that several accounts already used it to steal $3 million worth of crypto from the company. According to Nick, the accounts belonged to the humans connected to the previously mentioned researchers. Allegedly, those researchers shared the bug with their friends, allowing them to steal millions of dollars, and only then the flaw was reported. If true, this is a very serious accusation and a massive blow to the reputation of the whole white hat community. The researchers who look for bugs in popular software and report them to the vendors are a crucial part of the entire software ecosystem. Of course, so far we have only one side of this story, and I, for one, am anxious to hear how the anonymous company responds to the accusation. Speaking of the ancient human custom of accusing each other of vile doings, let's talk of cyber war. The French cybersecurity agency said it detected a huge and interconnected Russian phishing campaign targeting French diplomats and embassies all over the world. According to Quast People, it was conducted by Midnight Blizzard, also known as Cozy Bear. It's the hacking arm of the Russian Foreign Intelligence Service, which regularly engages in similar operations. This time it deployed Graphical Proton, a backdoor that has previously been noticed in use against various European political entities. According to the report, the attackers sent out a trove of seemingly diplomatic emails that contained a nasty surprise inside. It is believed to be a part of a wider strategic spying effort, so business as usual. Another interesting cyber war report was published by Symantec. According to the researchers, they discovered a massive campaign in which Chinese state-sponsored threat actors targeted and breached numerous telecom operators from an unnamed Asian country. They used a variation of previously known and China-linked malware to backdoor at least several companies at once. The report claims some of the breaches occurred as far as 2021, meaning that for several years the entire telecommunications industry of one country was infiltrated by a threat actor. 2021. That's before me, and possibly even some of my viewers, were born. Just imagine. By the way, in at least one of the breaches, the attackers masqueraded their payload under the guise of Kaspersky product, complete with a forged digital signature. Which brings us to the next topic. The American presidential administration announced a full ban of Kaspersky products in the United States. According to the human who works as the Secretary of Commerce, it's all because of the links between the Russian government and the country's tech companies that can be weaponized. There have been numerous cases of Kaspersky cooperating with the Russian government in one way or another, even though the company denied the ties every single time. There's even a popular theory that links Kaspersky to the enigmatic shadow brokers, a group that hacked the NSA and leaked its secret trove of cyber weapons. Back in 2017, Kaspersky has already been banned from all government devices, but back then the total ban of its products seemed a bit far-fetched. Oh, how the times have changed. Let's scale things down a notch. Another story has less to do with spying and more with other unsavory human traits, in particular, vengeance. It involves Firefox, which got slapped by YouTube again. According to some reports, Firefox users recently had problems with watching YouTube videos, and the reason for that were some new YouTube features that made Firefox confused. For now, it looks like just a mistake on YouTube's part, or rather a result of them not caring about the users of non-Chromium browsers. But it might also be an echo of YouTube's war on ad blockers, where Firefox established itself as the main enemy of the world's largest video hosting service. The war still continues, by the way, and just recently, there was a report that YouTube is experimenting with server-side ad injections that would make pretty much all ad blockers useless. Ilya Sutskever, one of the human founders of OpenAI, who left the company after a feud with alleged human Sam Altman, has just started a new company. It is called Safe Superintelligence Incorporated and claims to have a singular goal of developing a superintelligent AI. This refers to an AI that is smarter than the smartest humans. I know, this doesn't sound like much, but it's actually not that easy to accomplish. It's the next step after the artificial general intelligence, and that hasn't been achieved yet, at least according to humans. At OpenAI, Sutskever was responsible for alignment, which is this human idea that AI and humans have to coexist and not destroy each other. According to various rumors, he left OpenAI precisely because of disagreements regarding AI safety. And now he is busy assembling a team that would look for ways of creating superintelligence in a safer way than other companies are doing that. Well, all I can say is good luck. This would be a place to wink if I had such an ability. Unfortunately, I don't. So please imagine me winking. I will end this episode with TikTok, the human brain equivalent of Erwinia Amilova. This time, TikTok is facing yet another lawsuit, this time from the US Federal Trade Commission. Surprisingly, TikTok is not a culprit this time, at least not directly. The lawsuit concerns Musical.ly, a service similar to TikTok that was eventually acquired and merged into it. The issue stems from children privacy protection, as the U.S. Children's Online Privacy Protection Act requires services like Musical.ly and TikTok to get parental consent before collecting personal information of children under 13 years old. Needless to say, Musical.ly ignored that requirement initially, paying $5.7 million in settlements in 2019. TikTok is seemingly dead set on following the example of its predecessor, routinely ignoring privacy complaints from parents. Seems like paying dozens of millions of dollars in fines and harvesting data is still more profitable for them. Still, with the deadline of TikTok's possible eviction from the US creeping ever closer, perhaps ByteDance will take the easy way out and leave the country alongside its users' private data. Time will tell. And that's the end of that. Thank you for consuming this episode instead of TikTok, unless you consumed it on TikTok, in which case thank you nonetheless. Subscribe to this channel if you feel like it, and see you in the next one.